Hello and welcome to another Thailand Tips. Today I want to talk about temples, and you'll find that in Thailand there are a proliferation of temples. Most of them are Buddhist. There are a couple of other denominations, but the predominant religion is Buddhism. You'll find that if you're in a wheelchair or you have limited mobility, you may find it very, very difficult to go into a temple, because normally there will be steps up to the temple door, and once you're inside then you have to move around, and occasionally there are steps within the temple itself. My favourite one is in Khon Kaen. It is Nong Weng, and it's basically a triangle shape, 9 stories high, and each story right up to the very top goes one smaller, so it's like a pyramid. I've actually done a video about that, which you can see by looking at the link above. Quite recently there was an article on Facebook, I believe, detailing a case of a lady tourist who has been fined and made to apologise for her dress. You could see her knickers from behind. Now, forget the fact that all the people taking photographs and things, that they could have told her that her dress was see-through, but they didn't. So I think that's quite bad. However, if you are going into a particular temple where you know that there is very strict guidelines as far as dress code is concerned, then you can always ask somebody to make sure that you're not going to offend anybody. When you see the photograph, which I will show you now, you can see that the knickers are actually see-through from every angle. Especially if she'd gone to the effort of wearing a long ankle-length dress. But it just proves the point that you have to be extra careful not to offend anybody. And the temple that you go to, whichever one it will be, it has the same code. So when you go into the temple door, take your shoes off. Occasionally you'll find that the steps up to the temple, you have to leave your shoes at the bottom rather than go up the steps and then remove your shoes. Sometimes that's required. And I even went to one temple where you have to take your shoes off, and then you have to walk a very long way down to the temple, down this concrete path. And I tell you, my feet were killing me by the time I got down there, because the concrete was quite rough, and I wish I'd worn socks. I mean, it's okay to wear socks, you can wear socks if you wish, that's fine, but shoes, no way. Now, I have a little tip for you, that if you're going to a temple, then bring a plastic bag with you, put your shoes in the bag, and when you get to the other side, if you don't come out the same door, then you have your shoes there. You haven't got to go back to where you came from to pick up your shoes, which is a bit annoying when it's a very large temple and you go in one side and then you come out the other side. And I've done that before now, where you have to go back and get your shoes and then go around the outside. It's very inconvenient. Anyway, so dress code, very, very important. It is mainly aimed at ladies, covering your bits and things, and not showing your boobies and your anything below your knees, basically. Sorry, anything above your knees rather. So it's your bits and pieces that they don't want to see, and especially your shoulders. So have a top that will cover your shoulders, and a skirt or dress that goes well down past your knees, and you'll be fine. Trousers are perfectly acceptable, so don't show your belly, it's very important. And basically, if it looks good and decent, then it probably is. Quite surprisingly, when you're in a temple, you may see that the monks are doing things that you think, oh, well, that's not very monk-like. Yeah. I mean, there's people, they were in Nong Weng, they were doing Facebook, they were doing their mobile phones, they were doing email, and they were like looking at games and things. They were playing Farm Candy Crush or whatever it's called, and they were sort of generally doing everyday things and drinking Coca-Cola. And whether it's just me having this idea of what a monk should be like. The idea of visiting a temple is you can go and say a little prayer to Buddha and ask for help if you need it, or just offer thanks, and you can do that by going up to the shrine and kneeling down. When you kneel down, try not to put your feet pointing at the monument, all right, at the statue of Buddha. Try to get your knees pointing towards the front, and your feet will point towards the back, as if you're sitting side saddle on a horse. Just turn and sit on the floor. You can of course kneel in the traditional way, that's perfectly okay, but you may find that as Westerners we don't really kneel very well. We find that difficult because we don't do it every day. You'll want to probably give an offering, so you can give 20 baht, put it into the box, pick up a bunch of the flowers and the candle, and you can take that to the shrine, and sometimes you can light the candle or the incense, and you can put them into the receptacle, or you just give the bunch together, so you'll have flowers and you'll have the candle together, and you just place it in the tray. Don't forget to give your offering. You do that by bowing 3 times with your hands, and you put your hands on the floor and bring your head down to the hands, and you do that 3 times. In some temples there is another sort of offering you can do. What you can do is you can give a donation, and you can pick up a pack of toiletries and stuff like that the monks use, and you can go and sit and wait for the monk to invite you to give it to them, and they will give you a little prayer and a blessing, and they will shower you with the water that they flick on you. So then you go up individually and you kneel down in front of the monk who's on a little platform, and then you give the gift to the monk and bow. Okay, so I rambled on quite a lot there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Thailand tip, and please enjoy your time in the temple, because they are so beautiful places that you can go and look at the architecture and the decor. Really beautiful places. So enjoy yourself, but take care not to offend anybody, and wear appropriate clothing, and come back again for another Thailand tip.